Now, I know we've all been there. We see that viral Amazon backpack, bring it home, try it out, and we can't pack what we want on that trip, and especially if it's winter clothing. The problem isn't the backpack. The problem is what you're packing into the backpack. Because this is a small backpack by either Amazon or Temu, and they generally size their bags somewhere between 16 by 18 in the height, by 12 to 14 inches in width, and no more than 8 inches in depth. So those are the kinds of bags that I'm targeting in this video. Now I'm going to be showing you the methodology that I use to pack not one, but two different kinds of backpacks. One is going to be more of a like clamshell backpack, and the other one is going to be more of like a duffel backpack. So you can see how differently I pack them out. Now for the sake of this video, I'm going to be doing a winter pack, which is a harder pack. So you have to figure out how you're going to get everything you need into that backpack. But unlike the 4x4 method video, which you can see over here, I'm not going to be taking that much clothing with me. So let me show you the two backpacks that I'm going to be using today. They're from Amazon. I bought them for my daughter and son-in-law as holiday gifts. And I'll quickly go over the bags so you can see how different they are. And then you'll see the methodology about how I pack them out. So the first bag I'm going to show you is a duffel style bag for my son-in-law. So this is by a company called Light Flight. And like most Amazon bags, I never heard of them, but it got great reviews. And what I liked about this bag is that it's a duffel style bag that has some unique qualities about it. First of all, it has a couple of really nice front pockets that a lot of duffel bags don't come with, which is this pocket here, which goes all the way down to the bottom of the bag, this pocket here, which is a wet pocket. I also like the fact that it has these pull toggles, which I know he likes. It also has this really unique quick grab pocket here on the top to keep all your bits and pieces like your phone, your AirPods and stuff like that, which they do have, and another little zipper compartment here for the tinier things in life. In the back, it's nicely padded on the straps, and on the back, it has a trolley pass-through, and it also has in the back a padded computer compartment, which I know that my son-in-law needs for his work. And like most duffels, when you open it up, it's just one very large cabinet space with a cross strap. Now, I generally don't like cross straps. I don't use them, but some people like them, and this bag comes with one. And like most backpacks, it does come with the strapping mechanism so you can batten down the hatches, as I like to say. Now, the backpack I'm going to show you is the Telena. And as you can see, it's a very different backpack. First of all, my daughter's a bit bougie. I had to make sure that the bag was glamorous enough for her, and this would make the cut because of all the nice finishings. It has this faux leather all the way around the bag, this padding here, the gold zippers, and the color combination. It's just a really, really lovely bag. So let's quickly go over the pockets on this bag. In the front here, it has a nice office little area with also a key leash. I like the fact that it has double zippers. It also has a nice wet bag here. Goes all the way down the front of the bag. In the back, again, nicely padded straps, padded back, trolley pass-through, a padded computer compartment. And unlike the other bag, which had a very basic just drop-in computer compartment, this one has a sleeve on this side. And on this side, it has where I can put the computer, which is also padded, and I can strap it down. It has another pocket here. So I would say that this bag has substantially more in the computer compartment side than the other one. And of course, like any backpack, it comes with the straps to batten down the hatches. The interior of this bag is what makes it so different from the other bag, because this interior has a lot of organization, which the duffel did not. That duffel has more organization than most duffels I've seen, but it doesn't have the organization that this one does. And that makes a big difference because the methodology that I'm going to be using for packing out the bags will be very different for this bag than it would be for the duffel bag. And you'll see that later on in the video. So now let me show you the interior of this bag and you'll see how different it is from the duffel. So first of all, you can see clearly that this is made more like a suitcase than the duffel bag. On this side, we have in this netted compartment here, you have one very large area for packing. And on this side of the bag, it has a ton of organization. First of all, you have this front pocket here, and you have an additional pocket here. And I'm going to show you, it has a ton of depth in that pocket. I mean, it's not as big as it was in the main compartment, but you could get an awful lot of stuff in here. So let me tell you how I put together my pack. I take out everything that I think I'm going to need for the trip, and I try it on and I make sure it fits. And I make sure it also fits in with the itinerary that I'm expecting to do on the trip. And then I check the temperature to make sure the temperature matches the clothing, and then I pick out my clothing. Now, I tend to be a pretty basic girl, so my pack is pretty basic. I have here 4 sweaters and 1 cardigan that can be mixed and matched with these 4 shirts here. This is more than a week's worth of clothing for me because I can wear this either alone with a pair of pants, I can wear it with the top, or I can wear it with the sweaters, I can wear the sweaters alone. If I am taking a day flight, I will wear my jeans on the plane. If I'm not taking a day flight, I pack my jeans. I also have a pair of pajamas, and also I take an extra pair of leggings because it goes with everything here. I can mix and match everything, and because all my shirts are bamboo, I can get multiple wears out of any of these shirts. And for the sake of those of you who don't use bamboo underwear, I'm going to take 7 pairs of socks, 7 pairs of underwear, and a bra. Now, there are 2 other items that I didn't show you in that pack because I'm going to wear them on the plane. Now, I tend to take night flights, so I like to make sure that I'm comfortable on the flight. The first item is this kind of like jogging suit that looks nice and is comfortable, and I can sleep in it, and I can also wear it once I'm at my destination. And I also like to take this black wrap that's made out of sweatshirt material from Athleta. And I have to tell you that Athleta has a whole line of clothing to travel in that is much less than a lot of the specialty items to travel in. So you might want to consider them in the future. So now that you've seen the clothing that I'm going to pack into these 2 bags, let me go over the few other items that has to get into those bags. The first one is a spare pair of shoes. Now, my principle about shoes are you wear the heaviest pair on the plane and you take your other little smallest pair that you can take with you and pack that into the bag. An umbrella, because rain happens. My tech bag. Now, for some of you, this can be optional, or you could use as a little Ziploc bag if that works better for you, but I take this little smaller version of my usual size tech bag, and this works for me. My phone and a pen. So this is where things get different. If you think I'm not going with my flight comfort bag, I am. And I have to bring toiletries too, but I'm going to show you the difference about how I pack it out when I'm using a much smaller bag than I normally use. So the first major difference is I actually use the toiletry part of the bag that's folded in like this, and I take it off. So let's talk a little bit about how I pack this out, because this is the thing that gets most women in trouble and most people in trouble. I take as few liquids as possible without feeling like I'm depriving myself, because I have certain routines that I like to do. The first thing that I use are these silicone collapsible bottles. Now, I don't know if they make these anymore, but there are alternatives to this. And I know for a week, if I take it to the first bump, I know that's a week's worth of shampoo and conditioner. Now, the other things that I use are these little travel pouches. Now, these are super small. And the best part about these is they actually flatten out as you use them up. Now, this is more than a week's worth, and these are the smallest containers. And the set that I got them in came with much bigger containers that you can also fill up and also squish out as you go along. And if you can't find these, you can also use these. Everything else in this toiletry bag are some of the items that I would put later on into the airline comfort bag, but are liquids and have to go through the TSA. And that's basically all I keep in here. Also, when you're packing out your toiletries, make sure you pack it as flat as you can, because that's going to make a difference between your bag having bulges that could get hooked up on the sizes and not. Everything else that I keep in here is my airline comfort bag. And you'll see how I pack this differently in a small backpack. Now, one other footnote that I want to tell you about in regards to toiletry bag is that I have my wet items in here, but I do have some toiletry items in my airline comfort bag. That's because I have certain items that I have to take with me, like my toothbrush, and that's in this bag. Now, I can use that on the plane if I want to use that and not take the wisps, which I normally take. That's something that I did do. So you have to think about creative ways of minimizing what you're taking with you while still keeping your comfort. Today I'm going to be doing an unpacking, because it's really important to understand that when you're working with a small space like this, how it's engineered so it works and still gets into the sizers. So I'm going to walk you through step by step on how I did this in the reverse order. And the first thing I want to show you is I keep my umbrella in this water bottle pocket because it's just convenient to have it there. Now you can use it for a water bottle, but for me, I like to keep my umbrella there. And if I'm having a problem with compliance, which I really shouldn't with this bag because it's just definitely not wide enough, I can remove it and it's not a problem. Now the first thing I'm going to talk about is this front pocket. Now, all I have in the front pocket is my phone and a pen. And the reason I do this is because I am really concerned about if this is going to make compliance when going through the sizes. And these front pockets are usually the biggest culprit for getting you snagged at the sizers. So I just keep it very minimal like this. There's no bulge in the front. The next pocket I'm going to address is this front pocket over here. And this is where I keep my toiletries. And I keep my toiletries in here for two reasons. One, it's easy access for in and out at the TSA. And everything I do is to make it easier to get in and out of the TSA. The other reason is it was designed for it to be a wet pocket. And so it's a great place to keep your stuff so it doesn't mess up your bag. And while we're talking about one bag travel, this bag is going underneath your seat. And if you think I've forgotten about my airline comfort bag, I have not. And I make sure for that reason that these zippers are right here on top, because I have put it in between my zippered compartments. And this way, I still have my comfort bag that I can have easy access to on the plane, and I'm not creating any bulges in the bag that'll get me caught up with airline compliance. So let's move on to the inside of the bag. So now I'm going to show you how I got a week's worth of clothing into a small bag like this. In this pocket here, I put my spare pair of jeans. And on this other side of the compartment, I put my underwear, socks, and bra. Now, you'll see I have plenty of room in here. I could have put more in here. And I also want to show you that I don't always use packing cubes. Sometimes it's just easier because of the bag structure to work with just laying it out like this. Moving on to the other side, I have my shoes laid flat this time, my crossbody bag, my tech bag. Now let's talk a little bit about these two bags. This bag is compressed. This bag is not. And that's because I wanted to make sure I could get in this other stuff on top. And it's important for you to see that sometimes it's better not to compress and sometimes it's better to compress. I also didn't roll anything, but you don't always have to roll something. You can just flat pack it. So in this bag, I have 4 sweaters, 1 cardigan, and a pair of leggings, all compressed down to this size. In this bag, I have 4 shirts, a pair of pajamas, and another pair of leggings. And that's all you need for a 7-day trip. Now, if you have any questions, please don't forget to leave them in the comment section down below. And if you're enjoying this video and you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button down below. Now, this is the duffel bag that I showed you before. And because it's a duffel bag, I had to pack it out differently than I did with the other backpack, because that one opened up more like a clamshell suitcase, and this one does not. Now let's go over the differences in the way I packed out the bag, and you'll see what I mean about the differences in engineering your bag. So the first thing I'm going to show you is, of course, my umbrella, which I always keep here. You knew that. Now this is a very well thought out bag. It doesn't have all the zippers that the other bag had. Because it has straps over here on both sides, they knew you would want to have quick access to your laptop, and so the zipper for the laptop is outside the straps. And so I can just go in here, take it out, quick in and out from TSA that way. What drew me to this bag is this quick access pocket. And in this pocket, I have my phone and my pen. And I have an additional little pouch over here, remember, that I can put my AirPods. Now, let's talk a little bit about how I packed out the front. In the very front compartment, I put my toiletries, because that makes the most sense, is to keep it in the front pocket. Now, these are the exact same toiletries that I had in the previous pack, and everything about this pack is the same. It's just that it's packed differently. So the next pocket we're going to look at is this one here. And in that pocket, I put my handbag, because once again, I am concerned about making compliance. And if I put anything else in these front 2 pockets, I might create a bulge, and then I wouldn't make compliance. Now this is a duffel bag, and duffel bags are constructed very differently. Everything goes into this one main compartment. So you have to engineer this bag differently. Now this particular duffel bag was very well thought out, because I can have access to the main body of the bag even after I've battened down the hatches with the straps. So let me show you why that makes a difference in the way I engineered this bag. This time, when I open it up, here's my airline comfort bag, and it's right here on top. So now you can see that already there's huge differences in the way I packed out this bag. Now in the bag, I've used compression cubes. Unlike the other bag where I packed out some stuff without compression cubes in the zippered compartments. But this does not provide for that. This is one big bag. Now, I'm going to show you how differently I packed out this bag. There's plenty of room here on the side. So this time my shoes were flat packed this way, not spread out. And I just shoved them in here on the side. Same thing with my tech bag. I just put it here on the side. Here on the top, because you always pack what's lightest on top, by the way, are my socks and underwear and bras. And you can see this time I've compressed it. And everything else is in this one very large compression cube. Now I happen to like this compression cube because it has a laundry side over here. So if I get dirty clothing, I can just stick it behind here and it won't stink up the rest of my bag. And believe it or not, in here are 4 sweaters, 1 cardigan, those jeans, a pair of leggings, my pajamas, 5 shirts, everything in here. And so you can see how differently I packed out this bag. Now, obviously, I've taken into consideration the organization of the bag. So all my clothing is located in here, and all my socks, underwear, and bras are located in here. And that way, I do have a degree of organization, even inside a big cavernous duffel bag like this. Now that you understand how to engineer a backpack, check out this video over here to see how I engineer an even smaller backpack for Europe. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.